Hello everyone, my name is Suzanna Smith and this PowerPoint presentation is going to be on the topic of the change management process for the Springfield General Hospital involving staff. The agenda for this PowerPoint presentation includes the problem statement and solution, steps to effective change, instituting new technology, mutual engagement, distinguishing types of teams, employee motivation, training strategies, successful change, the conclusion, and questions and answers. Staff at Springfield General communicated a number of different issues involving medication. 1. There are no systems in place to eliminate prescribing errors. Staff have consistently communicated issues due to names of drugs. There are lack of training to help with identifying synergistic effects. There are lack of preventative measures to minimize medication mistakes. There are concerns for the well-being of patients due to dangerous adverse drug events, and there are poor systems in place by the hospital to manage medication. All this information was passed along by staff. They have continuously vocalized significant concerns and possible liabilities related to adverse drug events. After conducting various assessments and gathering information, the hospital did identify a solution to the problem. The solution was to implement a computerized physician order entry system to solve the problem. The goal of the solution was to ensure prescriptions for medicine would be inputted into the hospital's IT network. The program was to help create easier access to medical entries. Staff would have improved abilities to detect prescription errors, and the result was that adverse drug episodes actually increased from the solution. Staff vocalized how the new system failed to help with streamlining medication administration. Staff would like to provide feedback to supervisors and leadership as to different steps to effective change. The implementation process is helped when it is clear and streamlined. Staff must have knowledge of tasks that are required and have been communicated this plan. Staff have requested clearer guidance from managers defining the change. There's a request to have an easier ability to communicate how the change plan impacts staff. This includes communicating to upper leadership and ensuring there's an open door policy for when staff have concerns that they would like to vocalize. There is a request to have clear guidance on the hospital's communication strategies. How does the hospital intend to communicate pertinent information? Will this be done through face-to-face strategies, emails, video conferences, etc.? Staff feel efficient training is required to achieve success. The recent rollout of the new solution did not include sufficient training. Staff who began utilizing the new software did not feel comfortable, and it was not a very intuitive system. Staff require access to a strong support structure. For example, there is a need to identify the subject matter expert if there's problems with understanding and how to use the software. There needs to be a point of contact identified so that staff can feel comfortable reaching out to this person and for help. Staff are seeking out structured ways to discuss feedback with supervisors. Once again, is there an open door policy? How are staff members required to communicate information and feedback with supervisors? Staff within the hospital understand that there is a long process associated with instituting new technology, and it is not an easy endeavor. It does require some level of patience, but training is required. There is some feedback that staff would like to pass on to leadership. For example, the employees do request that the program should be demonstrated to employees. They would like to see the software demoed to see what it looks like in action. There's a request to have a question and answer session, which will help staff understand elements of the software. Sometimes it's actually easier to see the software and have it demonstrated in person. A full milestone plan of the technology framework is necessary to understand elements as to how it will impact all stakeholders in the process. The staff also feel that it's important for the leadership to identify the subject matter experts who can help with understanding the software. What this means is the staff members would like to have points of contact identified as team leads who can help with rolling out the system and providing help when asked. Ensure product support is available. So for example, if the software is beginning to have issues and there are problems with the software crashing, there is a need to have technical support available so they can be contacted quickly to resolve this, as this software involves patient care. Communication planning and training problems will help staff feel comfortable with the new technology. Staff within the hospital have identified that mutual engagement is a very important concept associated with change management. It has been expressed that feeling involved with developing the solution is a way to help improve employee buy-in. The reason is that mutual engagement highlights awareness of the change to include reasons why it is necessary. The staff did recognize that there was an issue that was developing due to adverse impacts related with medication. However, the solution that was presented did not necessarily address things efficiently, and this could have been expressed if mutual engagement was sought. The staff members would like to have knowledge about how the change will occur. What this means is they are requesting that leadership provide a thorough explanation of the change management plan, how it'll be accomplished, the timeline associated with it, and whether or not it'll be assessed towards the conclusion of the change. Support and assistance is also very important. When the solution was previously rolled out, there was not enough support associated with learning about the new software. Many of the staff members felt that they did not have sufficient training to learn about how to utilize the program. This resulted in a number of different errors increasing and spiking. Also, they have expressed to have a strong framework for change. What this means is having a really good structure and plan in place to break down elements as to how change will be successful. This includes identifying the points of contact and keeping participants engaged with the process. The goal is that they want to feel as though collaboration has been achieved. Distinguishing types of teams is a critical component associated with change management. Staff members have identified that they would like to know who upper management are. They want to know who the frontline supervisors are, members of the change resource team, subject matter experts associated with the project. What this means is developing a nice organized chart to break down who is who within the project setting. They also feel that clarifying roles of the organizational structure is important. Since change has occurred, there has been a staffing realignment that has taken place. Staff members now have a different point of contact and frontline supervisors they have to report to. Having this information up front early in the process helps with clarifying the communication chain. Identifying the change of command early in the change process will help alleviate any confusion during executing the change management plan. Another thing is that employees have vocalized that they want more control over initiating change. They want to have some level of accountability with understanding and being part of rolling out the change management plan. They have vocalized they want to be involved in the learning, planning, and decisions caused by the change. In the past, change management has been presented as more of an afterthought. This has somewhat taken staff members out of the decision-making process, and many staff members have vocalized they have not been happy as to how they have been presented with the change management plan. Meaningful decisions are key, and they should be explained to staff members in a very transparent manner. And staff members have identified they want upper management and supervisors to explain whether or not staff are succeeding or failing. They want to know where the areas of improvement are in the change management process. Employee motivation is a big component associated with change management. Staff members have identified that managers must provide clear expectations and goals. They want to work with supervisors who actively listen. They want to have opportunities for professional growth. They would like to have training opportunities so that they can learn how to perform job functions in an improved manner. They would like to work in a rewarding environment, especially when they interact with people and are expected to provide quality patient care. They also would like leadership to be aware that mistakes are part of the learning experience, especially when change is involved. They also want to be held accountable and have the hospital create a culture where accountability is heightened. Staff have different training strategies they would like to present to leadership. Micro-learning opportunities involves staff members participating in small learning units and short-term learning activities. This includes participating in e-learning training sessions in related fields that occur in mediated environments. They would like to sit down with their supervisor and have a needs assessment performed. They would like to have goals and metrics definitized so that they understand what they need to achieve in order to sustain a superior performance. Staff members feel that on-the-job training is one of the best things that could be done to help them become more familiarized with their job responsibilities. They also feel shadowing someone that is well vested in understanding their roles is something that could be very helpful. Cross-development training is important too because this will help different departments understand different job functions. One-on-one interfacing can also be helpful as staff members have vocalized that they would like to have face-to-face conversations with supervisors to obtain feedback as to how they're doing. Another option is to having lunch and learn sessions so that staff members can gather together and talk and socialize and build relationships with one another. All these different training strategies would be helpful in the change management process. There are different components associated with successful change. One thing that's important is that there must be a compelling vision of the future. Staff want to feel as though their opinion counts and they want to be involved in the whole process of change. They do not want to feel as though they are an afterthought. Regular communication is key because this will help keep everybody up to date and informed. The change requires clarity and consistency from leadership. Staff members want to know what is going on, why, and how it's going to be accomplished. Staff members feel that it's important to feel empowered in order to persevere through difficulties. It is expected that change is not always an easy task. As a result, they want to feel supported when there are difficulties that are encountered. Staff would also like leaders to communicate about an open door policy so they feel comfortable with communicating with individuals such as supervisors and executive staff. Another factor to consider is that rewards and incentives is another component that is associated with successful change. These types of incentives will help inspire staff to perform at an optimal level. In conclusion, change management is a complex process and can have issues as witnessed within Springfield General. Some things that can help is increasing employee involvement. Have them become a part of the solution. This will help remove resistance that can be observed within the change management setting. Leadership must be willing to communicate the change management process from start to finish. This type of open communication will help create buy-in and it will just help keep people informed in the process. Encourage ownership and accountability among staff members. They want to feel as though they're part of the solution and that they are some of the important elements that will help create successful change. Rewards and incentives are important too and can be a factor that influences behavior. Inform, empower, and engage staff. As stated previously, they are part of the solution and it's important to get them on board with the change management plan. Thank you everyone for watching my PowerPoint presentation and have a good day.